Let's get it!
Broadcasting to you from a little grass shack in the middle of the Pacific.
Live in the place to be.
Well, they're actually in the Bay Area.
Yeah!
But they are the premier P.I.E.F.E.S.T show that shines a spotlight on positive Pacific Islanders.
You listening to the sound.
Role models coming brown every Thursday night at 6.
East to west, we getting hurt.
Brought to you by P.I.E.F.E.S.T by Design. It's the iconic Faika podcast with your hosts, Naki and Carl.
Almost made it.
Yeah.
We're closer this week than last week to 6 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
Next week, well, maybe we'll be right on time.
There you go.
But it's season 7, episode 5. We are 2 nights away from the biggest UFC, maybe of the year. Still early in the year, but definitely the biggest one so far this year, UFC 285. Today, we are going to talk about R. Kelly. R. Kelly back in the news. Got himself an extra couple decades, 20, 30 something years. That's the story that just keeps on giving. So we're going to talk about R. Kelly. We have our Pacifica Proud session segment of the show. Big week for Maori arm wrestler Mate Warangi Heta Morris. Got a last minute call and had a great showing against Ryan Bowen. And then we have Elisa Pili. Naki has Elisa to cover. Big news coming out of the basketball, the hard courts. And then we have our interview with Matt and Lola Malele. So stick around for that. That's in the back half. And we got our check-ins. That's our show today. Naki, what's good?
Hey, so I'm excited to hear about Mate
Warangi.
Matara. Yeah. Because So I'm excited to hear about him and what why he's your pick of the week, I'd say.
Yeah, we don't do Pacifica Proud every week. It will probably become a segment that we do every week. Right now, it's when we have time to throw that piece together, but recognizing, promoting, all that kind of stuff that we do, we're going to try to do that every week going forward. But we do have it this week, 2 different people.
Awesome. Look at us. So this week on, I've been shopping for a while for a dresser drawer for Mo because he's had this one dresser drawer for like forever and a day. And the top drawer, first the knobs fell off and then got loose. The top dresser drawer, it got loose and then it would fall out. And
okay, so
we
hold
put
on.
it back in it.
The knobs come off. Do you just work it without knobs, or do you put something on there?
No, we work it without knobs. And then
you just grab the edges.
Yeah, he just pulls out from the bottom, and then the drawer would come out, and then it would just slide out. And then it started just dropping out. And so it fell and then it broke and then he got rid of it. So there was like no top dresser. So then we got an lava and we pulled it forward so that it would cover the front drawer.
The top drawer?
The top drawer. So you wouldn't know that there wasn't. It looked fobby, but
it became a decoration.
So I started looking.
Was it always the same ear or did you change it?
It's the same ear. It's the same ear. It's a same ear. So I've been looking for a while and nothing really, just not really taking it serious. So, but last Sunday, Leah, who is also known as Flip It Girl, who flips furniture, she finds furniture and she flips it.
PBD's very own
Leah. Gets furniture and she's getting really, she's really good at it. And so she had posted it and then she tagged me on her post, and it's a UC Davis inspired dresser drawer. So her post, she tagged me on it. It was like, I don't know, 5 minutes. And I looked and it's the UC Davis colors, and it had Polynesian, like a feel to it. She had hand painted decoration, Polynesian designs on it. And so she volunteered for the Pacific Islander graduation ceremony. And so they have to raise their own money for the graduation. And so her post read, less than 1% of the student population at UC Davis in 2022 were Pacific Islanders. Leah got her master's degree last year at UC Davis and participated in the inaugural P.I.E.F.E.S.T graduation ceremony through UC Davis. This year, she's serving as a volunteer on the planning committee. P.I.E.F.E.S students face many challenges in higher education, so creating spaces for them at universities is important and needed. She wants to see that 1% increase tenfold. So then she created this dresser that, of course, like I said, it's blue and gold, UC Davis, Aggies. And then the poly design is to shout out all the PI students pursuing their degrees at UC Davis. And then 50% from the sales of that piece will be donated to UC Davis Pacific Islander graduation ceremony. So she tags me on it. I look at it, and Mo is an alumni of UC Davis, so it was perfect. And we get to donate to UC Davis PI graduation ceremony. So
I think Naki and I are the only ones that are left out of the UC Davis thing because Leah, her husband, my wife,
Mo,
your husband,
right?
They're all UC Davis. They're
all UC Davis alumni. So it was perfect. It was a perfect dresser drawer for him because it fit, and then we get to donate to the graduation. So I hit her up 10 minutes later and told her, don't sell it. And I don't know, within an hour we were planning to go pick it up. And so we picked it up, brought it home, loaded, and so it's all nice and pretty.
So what happens to the old one?
The old one gets trashed. It gets trashed. And I don't know.
It's gone?
It's gone. I don't know if we had a picture up of the dresser, but it's really beautiful. And Leah did a great job. So
you have one more EA to put back in rotation though.
Right. I have one more Lola to add to my collection of 50 million. So yeah, that was Sunday. And I'm getting I don't know if you can hear, but every week I'm getting better. This week I got
a little less congestion.
Because my doctor gave me antibiotics mixed with penicillin. So she said I don't have allergies and that I had some kind of sinus thing, which I think she's right because I didn't take any allergy meds this week. And so I'm starting to clear up. So that was it. The weather has been crazy. It's been snowing in Oakland, snowing in Los Gatos, snowing down south.
Snowing in LA. There was snow on the Hollywood sign on the hill.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
So it's been snow everywhere. And just crazy. So snow in places that shouldn't be snowing. And I think it has a lot to do with, what is that we always talk about?
Global warming?
Global warming. And so people are saying it's global warming. I'm saying it's Jesus. So you need to get right if you haven't gotten right yet. So
it's Jesus?
It's Jesus. It's God. He's giving you a hint. He's giving you a hint to get right. So that's about it. This weekend I'm going to it's Sister Girls Trip. There you go. It's Sister Girls Trip in San Diego. And so a bunch of us rented a house on the beach and we're just going to chill. Even though it's freezing, we're just going to chill out and hang out.
So when do you get down there?
I get down there tomorrow morning. And then my mama's going to pick me up.
Nice.
We're going to hang out, have breakfast. I believe with a couple of the girls that are flying in at the same time. And then the house is right on the beach. So we're just going to lounge, hang out. They're like, oh, we may do this. No, not me. I'm just going to chill. I'm not bringing anything but hoodies and sweats.
So is this a tradition, or is it going to become a tradition, or just a one-time thing so far?
I think it's going to become a tradition because it's a much needed trip. Everybody's just been stressed out. And I've been crabby for the last, I don't know, couple of years. I've been crabby for the last couple of years, so I need a break. And this will be good. This will be good. So
Are they expecting any crazy weather when you come down to San Diego? Because San Diego's supposed to be, it's probably the best weather other than Hawaii.
I think it's cold there. And so my niece, our niece that lives out there, she and her husband are they're going to barbecue on Saturday. And so that'll be good. Another niece is flying in from Antigua to help out, but no rain in sight. It's just like Friday, 59 degrees, 58 degrees on Saturday. Sunday is 58 degrees. So 58 degrees to me is freezing. So I'll be in sweats and hoodie
That's warmer
all
than it
week,
is here, though.
all weekend long. Is it?
It's cold here. It was in the
Yeah,
30s.
it's freezing.
I know leaves the house to go to work, and normally he's out the door heading out to work, and I don't know what day it was, but he went out the door and then came straight back in to grab a jacket, which is rare.
Yeah.
When you're young, you just you wear shorts or t-shirt or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's been cold in the mornings.
It's been freezing. So hopefully and I don't really know what the weather is going to be this weekend, because I'll be inside enjoying everything, or laying outside in the back, hanging out, and everybody wants to go, like.
So is it Airbnb?
It's an Airbnb.
Nice. Do you know what beach you're on?
No. Mm-mm.
Okay.
Yeah. No.
Ocean Beach, Mission Beach.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Okay.
Those are hard questions.
A beach is a beach. Hey, a beach house is a beach
house. Those are hard
house.
questions.
You think it'll be a nicer beach house than Haleiwa?
No. Never. That will never get duplicated again. That was a once in a lifetime. Ruined forever. So it's not Haleiwa, but it's this weekend. It will be pretty damn close. So there you go. So that's me. How was your week?
My week was, I did, let's see, what did I do this week? I was kicking butt with the fasting Monday and Tuesday.
Nice.
And then Wednesday, all right. And today's just off the rails again.
But you're really good
bring
at
it back
it,
in.
so.
Today I was not real good, and actually had a little moment here in the studio. I was trying to run some cables and do all those kind of things, and then I was like, I need to eat, and I had
I know, I came in, you were eating. I was
chorizo and Mexican rice and all this things that aren't the best thing for me, but tomorrow's another day. I can start again tomorrow. Work is work. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do this weekend. Definitely going to find my way in front of the TV on Saturday night for UFC 285, and not sure. I may end up on the coast on Saturday during the day. May go see my mom. May come in here and fix things in here. I'm not sure, but it's
Is this Saturday you're going to come to our house to watch the fight with Mo?
Saturday, one way or the other, I am watching. It's really incredible card. So one way or the other, I'll either be at your house, I'll be in Fort Bragg watching it, I'll be at my house watching it, but one way or the other, I'll find my way to the fights.
Nice.
Yeah. So not a lot going on.
Not a lot going on.
Yeah. Definitely
both of us.
Not ending up on a beach in San Diego this week. That's for sure. That's awesome.
I know. I'm excited about it, but I need it.
Yeah. All ladies.
Okay. Well, yeah.
Well, Jose, I mean,
Paul and
our niece's husband is there because he lives there.
Yeah. They'll be there. Behind the Lava Lava is on. I'm sure it's Michael Tan. He says you need to get with Milford and Spencer for UFC.
We should do an MMA show.
I know. You two really should.
The P.I.E.F.E.S.T fighters coming up. There was a P.I.E.F.E.S.T fighter on this card he was on the prelims. And
who was that?
Oh, I don't know. He was a Hawaiian fighter, and he got nixed from the card. He was on the prelims, and I looked, I don't know, Tuesday, and I don't know if he didn't, he got hurt or something in training, but the guy he was fighting is still in the prelims, but he's off. So
he probably got hurt.
Probably. That happens a lot. Big rumors going around right now in the MMA world. They have the Embedded series, which is like the 24/7 for HBO. They follow the fighters around, and John Jones was doing a lot of work in the pool.
I feel like he fights every.
John Jones hasn't fought in 3 years.
Oh, is there another Jones? Maybe it's Johnson. I can't
I'm
remember.
not sure, but yeah, so in the Embedded series this week, all the work's been in the pool. So the thought is he may be injured because a lot of fighters will do training in the pool specifically because it's low impact or no impact, right? So there's buzz going around the MMA world that is John Jones hurt? Is there a reason that you don't see him doing his normal kind of training, or did they just catch him on the 2 days in the pool? But we will see. We'll see. Everything's going to bear out on Saturday night. Looking forward to seeing it. And yeah, just see. Went to church on Sunday.
Yeah, you're gonna get Leah and Ty in trouble.
I heard
Yeah.
they got
that. They got the. If Carl can drive all the way. No, just kidding. They didn't say that. She didn't. That's me acting out.
Yeah.
But
so
I'm sure. I mean, that did come up, but not the way that I said it.
Sure. And that's that just felt good. It felt good to be there. Good vibe. Probably go back for some more this Sunday.
Nice.
Yeah.
Beginning of the month. Is it the first Sunday of the month? Oh, okay. Don't forget La Fonga.
Last what is it? It's the first First Friday, right? We have it's not even in our community announcements. We have Journey to Empowerment tomorrow night.
Right.
At La Malta in Burlingame.
In Burlingame.
Yeah. Samoan Solutions Space is now the host to Journey to Empowerment. So that is tomorrow night. Good place, good vibes, good energy, good food, no doubt. Always good food.
Yeah. They're at 833 Mahler Road in Burlingame, suite number 5.
Great space. Really good space. They got a lot of things going on there. A lot of art.
Yes.
A lot of beautiful things there. It's all Pacifica, so go check it out.
Go check it out. Every first Friday of the month.
Last month they had Coco Lice. They had so much good food last time. I ate too much.
You ate way too much.
Britt's mom made the sapasui.
Her grandma.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, her grandma makes
her grandmother.
One of the best. So I don't want to say the best.
Don't get yourself in trouble.
One of the best. Sapasui.
What's funny is when I was there, I walked into that big room. I saw the pot, and that's how identifiable that chop suey is. I saw the pot and I was like, oh, Britt's grandmother made chop suey.
Yes. Yeah.
I recognize that pot. There's deliciousness in
I was looking for lemon bars, but was disappointed. Britt makes the best lemon bars. And Britt is out of Utah, but she works out.
Britt Afu, if you ever have a chance to get a hold of her lemon bars, do so. I strongly suggest it.
If you didn't catch, I think it was Monday, we had a Stop the Hate interview with Daisha, which was a really good conversation. So if you missed it, go check that out. It's on our Facebook and YouTube page.
It blew up.
It really did.
It blew up.
It really did blow up. So it's kind of crazy. But there was lots of comments. Also, Koviki Talk is coming up on Monday. That's not part of our announcement. It's like Koviki Talk. Koviki Talk is on Monday, every Monday at 5:00. But we have it this Monday. Last Monday, it was the first Monday was Melissa Leilon, ACOM, was on, and it was in Marshallese. And then this past Monday was in English. No. It was Stop the Hate.
Right.
And then the 6th is in English. The 13th will be in Fijian. So there you go. We're so organized. There
Melissa Leilon, Woman of the Year.
Woman of the Year for the state of Arkansas.
Be careful you don't announce that. Because if you're Woman of the Year, you're going to get announced that way on our show.
Right. So that's all I got. That's all I got. We have. I'm excited to hear about everything that's coming up. P.I.E.F.E.S.T. We'll be the MCs. So
are we doing our
we'll talk about that.
Or are we going to do our topics and then community announcements? I think that's how that's going to go.
Sure.
So R. Kelly back in the news for he was convicted, I think it was last year, for um, racketeering, sex crimes, all kinds of stuff. And I think he got 30 something years or something. And then he was convicted of a different crime this week and got another 20 or 25 or something. And, something that struck me was the defense attorneys, what the argument was, he's already going to be in jail for 35 years.
Right.
If you give him another 20, it's basically a life sentence. Is that the dumbest argument? I mean, so what you're saying is the crimes that he committed against this particular female shouldn't matter as much because he's already got 35 years. So you shouldn't convict him. You shouldn't sentence him to a long sentence because it's going to be on top of the previous crime. That doesn't matter. Like if you did it, you don't get less time because you've already been sentenced, at least in my mind. I don't know how you feel about that. You think you should get, because he's going to be 80 plus if he lives that long, to maybe receive parole. But do you think the sentence should be shortened because he's already got a long sentence that he's sitting for?
No.
No.
He should be hit with everything that he's charged, that he's guilty of. It doesn't matter what his sentence is beforehand. He's got other crimes that has to be talked about or
well,
charges.
He's accountable. Yeah, he's
he
accountable for that. And those are so he was abused as a child, right? And the judge said basically, that may be a reason why it happened, but it's not an excuse. It's not an excuse, or it doesn't excuse you going and hurting other people. I would never knew how young Aaliyah was when they were married. Like she was like 15.
Eek. Yeah, I don't really like R. Kelly. I don't really fuck with him too much because it's a crime against kids, and so like being a survivor of these kind of things, I don't really fuck with him that much. And so when he got sentenced, I was like, oh, okay, well, good for him. You know what I mean? Good for the people that prosecuted him, but I don't really.
I wasn't a big R. Kelly fan back when he was, when he was it. You know what I mean? Like that was what, mid 90s, 93, 94, 95. Like I wasn't.
Oh man, I
Were you?
was. I
Like
was a
Bump
big
and Grind
I was a big R. Kelly fan. And then even when I heard the rumors, like we all heard the rumors, we were still bumping his music. And then when he officially like just details, and then there was like a documentary of all the women that came
R.
out.
Kelly.
Yeah, Surviving R. Kelly. Then I think that's when everybody was like, okay, let's not fuck with him. You know what I mean? So, I mean, the rumors have been going for years and years and years and years. And it's like, we hear like Uncle Chester, everybody has an Uncle Chester and we know he's coming and we just, haha. I think that's what happened. And then when he got charged and all this other shit came out, everybody's like, oh, okay. Like,
I think sometimes as a guy, you don't get those things, right? But talking to my sister and my cousin, there was that, right? There was a feeling of that, like, I don't feel comfortable around somebody. And so like there would be times where they would make sure that they were doing things, you know what I mean? Like they would actually change activities at some of the events that they knew they were going to be around somebody. Is that common that did you know of anybody that would, kind of, like you said, somebody's coming, you just kind of laugh about it and then find ways to avoid the person. That's something when I hear about those things, I always look at it and go, wow, that's kind of I don't know if it's a privilege thing, but as a guy, I didn't think about those things, or I never even really thought about those. And to hear that, I guess it makes sense, right? People are going to protect themselves. And if it means avoiding somebody, then so be it. But I think that's something from a guy's perspective. Sometimes I don't think that we can appreciate, how much you would think about and engineer things to avoid people.
Yeah, I think if you just ignore the person, or you just don't want to be where they're at. So
stay away.
Stay away.
Stay away. Let's see. I think we'll go Pacifica Proud. So I have jumped into the arm wrestling world. It's kind of like the next MMA. And it's not like I'm looking for a new sport, but I did find a Maori arm wrestler that I started following and kind of got into the arm wrestling world. There's a guy on social media. He's an arm wrestler. He's high level. He's not elite, but he is high level. And he was supposed to have an arm wrestling match against somebody, and it fell through.
Mm.
And the person that they called was from New Zealand, Mate Warangi Heta Morris, and called him on late. It wasn't like that. It wasn't like he got to prepare for him. He just got like 2 weeks notice, show up. And arm wrestling is like you are going to figure out who you're going to arm wrestle against, right? There's top rollers, there's hookers, hook as in hook and arm wrestling, not hookers.
I was like, hookers.
I knew where Naki's mind went. I said hookers.
Hookers.
It wasn't an arm wrestling technique.
I might check out this sport.
So he took the match on short notice. So I wanted to say Pacifica Proud, Mate Warangi Heta Morris out of New Zealand. I see you. I'm proud of you for taking it on short notice. It's a high profile match. Not only did he take it, he won. He dominated the match. So he should be getting a good press because it was somebody who's very active on social media. So not a huge name in terms of rankings, but a huge name in terms of views. So that's my Pacifica Proud for this week. Who do you got, Naki?
Awesome. I have Alyssa Peely, who is the to start off Herstory Month, Women's Herstory Month. My Pacifica Proud is Alyssa Peely, who is the fourth year Utes junior forward. She was named Pac-12 Player of the Year on Tuesday morning. So she was voted by the league's 12 head coaches. And then she transferred from USC, and she led the Pac-12 in scoring at 20.6 points per game on a league best 59.9% shooting from the floor. Okay,
Baller.
girl. Her 45.8% shooting from three-point range is good for number 2 in the conference. So she's pretty badass. Her free throw percentage is 77.8%. 5.5 per game for rebounding, and Peely's 16 20-point games are the most in the Pac-12 this season. And just a side note, her coach, Lynn Roberts, was chosen Pac-12 Coach of the Year. So go Utes, and congratulations to Alyssa Peely for Pac-12 Player of the Year.
Can you read back that 3-point percentage shooting statistic if you still got it in front of you?
Her 45.8% shooting from 3-point range has her ranked number 2 in the conference.
45.8. Want to take a guess what Steph Curry shoots?
What?
43.1.
Okay, better than Steph. Go, girl. So, yeah, she's pretty badass. Go check her out. Go follow her on Instagram. I seen the Pac-12 posted this week, and then also Utah, of course. So go Utes, and congratulations to Alyssa Peely. There
Big
you
shout
go.
out. And that's going from SC to Utah. Don't know the situation there, but I'm sure she wanted to see the floor. She wanted to get her playing time. Good for her.
Good for her.
Good for players that make that decision. A lot of people they're going to stick to the school they're in, and they don't get the playing time, or they're not getting what they want, what they need. So good for her for making the change for whatever reason. It worked out well.
Right. And congratulations to her coach. So great job for the Utes. So go Utes. And that is my Pacifica Proud.
My Pacifica Proud next week is going to be a woman.
I know. I was like, I think I'm going to stick to women this month because of Pacifica Proud. But yeah, that is my Pacifica Proud. We're going to go into community announcements.
So we were talking about somebody before the show. You were showing me somebody that was on social media. And
Oh,
we were
yeah.
talking about her being on our show and just
Uh-huh.
how far she's come in terms of her confidence,
Mhm.
of the way that she holds herself in public. She's always been a confident woman. But I think the public speaking and those kind of things weren't. Then we talk about it. JT, rest in peace, rest in love, was in our studio, and he literally, this Cree, Mawia, was literally asking him, "Okay, come to the mic," and he was like, "Nope, nope, nope, nope." And she's doing it. She's out there doing it. So tell us about what All My Usos has going on.
All My Usos Blood Drive is Saturday, April 8th from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. at 2055 Sunnydale Avenue in San Francisco. Please schedule an appointment or contact Christine Mawia at christine@allmyusos.org. Click the link in her bio so you can sign up and save lives. That's April 8th at 9 a.m.
Cree's everywhere.
She's everywhere.
And
She's
not
everywhere.
just on social media. She's literally all over the globe.
Yes, she's everywhere. She's like everywhere.
I mean, Thailand, Europe,
Yes.
Pacifica.
Are you going to do Stag Elite or am I doing Stag Elite?
I think you're going to do Stag Elite.
Oh, okay. Stag Elite's Crab Feed is happening Friday, March 17th in South San Francisco at the State Room on 306 Baden. Crab Feed starts at 6 p.m. The tickets are $75 per person, and you can get your tickets by reaching out to them via Facebook and Instagram. Ticket includes crab, music, dancing, bar, prizes, and great company. Bring the family and enjoy the night. That's Stag Elite's Crab Feed, March 17th. Get your tickets. Send them a message. Get in their DMs, and they will get you tickets.
Stag Elite, and they're a new member.
They're new
right?
members to Per Pacifica Urban Roots. Big Per.
Big Per. Formerly
P. Formerly P.
Formerly Pacific United,
Yes.
Formerly the Collab.
Yes.
There's been a lot of different iterations of that.
Yeah.
So I am buying time because I do not have Fangongo Samoa's flyer in front of me, but I do know that they have a casting call. They are trying to get people to participate. I don't know the dates of that, but I know that when they do have Fangongo Samoa, we are going to be there.
They're having their casting call. Fangongo Samoa is a play that Samoan Solutions puts on every year. And this year, they're calling all actors and actresses. The play will be open to all ages. It's a voluntary participation. Experience is preferred, but not required. Auditions for certain roles will be in place. Weekend practices will be mandatory for all cast members. If interested, please contact Samoan Solutions on Instagram, on their Instagram page or Facebook page. That's Fangongo Casting Call.
Are you going to go out? Are you going to try out for...
No.
You're not?
Mm-mm.
Oh.
No.
I thought you said you were this year.
No, I'm not a good actor.
I think I remember that.
You were sadly mistaken.
I think I don't know. Maybe I'm not remembering that correctly.
Yeah, you ain't.
Okay.
You ain't.
What do we have next?
We have P.I.E.F.E.S.T. It's
P.I.E.F.E.S.T. We have an interview with them coming up, and they're going to tell us a whole bunch about it. But Naki, why don't you tell us a little bit? We don't want to go over the whole thing, obviously, because they're doing some great things, and we had an amazing interview with them where they talk about where they came from and all those kind of things. But I guess one of my things that I love about P.I.E.F.E.S.T. and that's Pacific Islanders encouraging fun
engineering, science, and technology,
STEM. So one of the things that I love about this is how quickly the Pacific Islander community has caught on. This is one of those things that started, you went to the original event and they were turning people away last year. And it's one of those things where we say, I told you so, because we told you it was going to sell out. We told you when they opened the tickets, the first week they were 50% taken. We said, get in there now because there is a waiting list. So it's not like it's impossible, but we said, get it now because it's going to sell out. And lo and behold, it's sold out.
They just have a capacity. So the event is free, but there's a limit to how many people they can have in the building. And so their pre-registration is, you missed out. So
it's not often you see people, organizations outgrow things so quickly.
Right.
Like they literally, the first event, they were sold out, people waiting, trying to get in. This is year 2, sold out, people trying to get in. And in January next year, when we say it's on again and we tell you to get the tickets early, get the tickets early.
Right. So we're going to find out everything about P.I.E.F.E.S.T and their second annual Pacifica STEM Fair.
And we're back. I love talking about this because it's science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Emma was trying to make mechanical engineering or something crazy, but it's a piece of the education that really is the future. It's not just the future of the Pacific Islander community. It's the future of our society. And anytime that we're able to talk to people that are helping our young people get involved with that, it's a good day for me. Naki and I are going to have a minute of I told you so here in a little bit for all of our viewers and listeners. We said sign up early. We're going to get into that. But Naki, can you talk to us a little bit about the special guests and returning guests, and there'll be guests in the future too, as long as they don't forget the little people when they get to where they're going. Tell us who's with us.
So Matt, and Lola Malele, they are the founders of P.I.E.F.E.S.T, Pacific Islanders Encouraging Fun, Engineering, Science, and Technology. P.I.E.F.E.S.T is improving representation of Pacific Islanders and increasing access to STEM-related careers. They specialize in producing culturally relevant in-person STEM experiences for Pacific Islander children. And in grades K to K5 and their families. They'll be hosting their second annual Bay Area Pacifica STEM Fair on Saturday, March 11th in Redwood City. This is an entirely free event for Pacific Islander community, and it's full of fun and engaging hands-on STEM activities, which I was there last year, and they had a bunch of sections where your kids can try and participate in STEM activities. And so it's sure to spark the minds of our kids, our babies, and get them interested in STEM learning and STEM concepts. Matt is American Samoa. His dad's family is from the village of Whangaitua and Vatia. Mom's family is from the villages of Nua Masetanga. Oh my gosh. Pavai. Okay, say it for me, Matt.
Pavayai.
There you go. Funko. Aunu'u, Falola, both parents are from Tonga, the Paha. There you go. La Paha. Okay, y'all jacked me all up. Welcome, Matt and Lola. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having us, Naki and Carl.
So we're excited. Last year, I had the honor of attending the Pacifica STEM Fair last year in Redwood City, and our goal, I think your goal was like 300-ish, and I was there in early morning, going into late afternoon, and it was packed outside the door. Like, you guys went way over and above, but people, it just shows how hungry everyone is, and to open the door for their kids to learn about STEM. Tell us why you started P.I.E.F.E.S.T and how it came about.
P.I.E.F.E.S.T, it came from, we were young parents about like 7 years ago. Our daughter was just turning 2-3 years old. And it was an experience that we had at an event that not only opened Lola and I our eyes to STEM and robotics and technology, but also just to the possibilities and opportunities that could exist for our daughter. She was our only child at the time. What could be possible for her if she were to be interested and want to pursue something like robotics and get into STEM? And through just researching on our own different STEM activities that we could do with her at home, and taking not her and our nieces and nephews to different programs in the community, we realized that the kids naturally gravitate towards these STEM type activities. And the idea of multiplying the number of experiences by making these things accessible for our community at large was a real driving factor for why we created P.I.E.F.E.S.T.
That's awesome. I just love how you go to an event, figure out, hey, where are our people, right? Where are our people, and why are we the only ones? Let's open it up to our community. Um, why do you think that so many people are gravitating towards STEM? Like, um, and what are some of the examples? Like, I guessing like playing with Legos is a way connected to STEM. Tell me why do you think where everyone's drawn to STEM?
So I think for us initially, when we started to really dive into STEM was because it was such a buzzword and we didn't really understand like why is it important? Like, yes, there are different subjects, um, but it's really the way that our kids are learning and how they're engaging with problem solving, critical thinking, and things like that. So for us, we really tried to understand, okay, what two ways can we really um, introduce STEM learning to our kids very early on? Because we also understood that a lot of, our kids are starting to form their identities, as early as preschool, kindergarten, especially our girls. In regards to math and science and how they see themselves excelling in these subjects. And so for us having our eldest be our daughter, um, and going to this robotics tournament and not knowing like what was going on, but being really excited to see all these kids engaging and creating these robots that are competing against each other, and then just how exciting it was to be in the crowd. um, I think for us was a wake up call, to say like, okay, well, what if our daughter grows up, and is like, I want to join the robotics team, and we have no idea how to guide her or how to support her in that. And so it was just for us like, well, let's figure out ways to, you know, um, find, ways we can engage her early on so she feels comfortable in these spaces because we for sure didn't because we were like, I have no idea what's going on. But afterwards, we started to learn more about the the point system, um, and then just learning how the kids really engage with seeing the robots move and seeing high school students creating these robots, and then we were able to take them backstage, or like they have this little practice pit in the back, um, where the kids could see, and learn, I guess, basically how the robots are made. And so just hearing them say, like, I want to make one, I can make one, that kind of really just sparked it for us where we're like, let's figure out how, to make this happen for them. And then that's where
Not
P.I.E.F.E.S.T.
Yeah, and as far as like how, like, I think in our community as far as STEM goes and why they're like the response to some of the events that we've been having have caught on so much is because I think the parents were seeing technology and how fast it's advancing in the news or in our social media feeds. We're hearing news about Mars and space rockets and things like that. And um, I honestly believe that as Pacific Islander parents, if someone of your kind, I'll say, if our Pacific Islander people are creating and offering these types of opportunities, that you're more inclined to want to participate, because it's your own people who are there and engaging your children and have their interests at heart, versus not in that space from our own experience. And
I think we're really, I think what really stood out to us was the lack of representation, and then also access, because it wasn't until we started diving into the resources that we were like, wow, there are a lot of resources actually out here. You know, the Boys and Girls Club after school, there's a lot of free resources, because initially when we started looking into camps, STEM camps and engineering camps, we saw a lot of costly camps, summer camps. And I think once we started digging in, we were like, wow, there are so many different resources that, nonprofits that are serving our communities and locally. Had we known about this, we would have been reached out or had our kids participate. And so I think that's where we really were like, let's try and connect or become that bridge for our communities and local STEM programs that exist, because we learned really quickly after we started providing or just having different events that it's not that our community is not interested in STEM or having their kids participate in STEM programs. It's really just having that access or knowing about it, because if you don't know what's out there as far as like STEM programs, like how can you, I guess, like pursue or sign your kids up if you don't know that these events are happening. And so I think for us that was one thing that we were really, really focused on, is being very intentional about not just our outreach to the community, but how we create spaces that, our communities feel welcome, included. And then also, I think one really big piece for us is being able to highlight a lot of the STEM concepts within our culture and traditions, and just really focusing and really bringing, I guess, to light, for folks who may not have made the connection like we didn't initially, was that our ancestors were some of the greatest navigators there were, and when we talk about scientists, when we're thinking about the just keen observers of the natural world, right? It's like our ancestors were really out there just building and engineering these amazing, you know, outriggers and fales, and there's just so much more to it that we hadn't really kind of thought about until we started digging in and highlighting, because STEM is everywhere, and it's just kind of like the way that you introduce it to the kids and the way that they're learning. For us, it's not about you have to get into a STEM career, like this is the way to do it, but more, how can we improve the way our kids are learning and taking in information, and then being able to critically think for themselves and problem solve in the future. So I can go on and on. I just better stop.
Love it.
When you talk about representation, I always point out that we make up 0.6% of the population, right? So representation, there's no such thing as a 0.6 of a person, right? So representation means that in a room of 200, it would take 200 people for one of us to be there. It's not really representation. Like, we need over representation, and those kind of things aren't going to happen until people like you decide, hey, I don't like that I don't know anything about this, and I'm not able to explain to my kids that here's where the resources are and those kind of things. So I guess, and hopefully you do, but because humility is such a big piece of our community, I might get the wrong answer. Do you understand, or do you see yourself as the pioneers and kind of the trailblazers of being able to put this content in front of our young people to show them, to your point, we don't expect you to necessarily get a career in these fields, but know that the opportunities are out there and see what it looks like and then make a decision. But do you feel like, do you understand that kind of the footprint, or the footprint that you're leaving for generations behind you? Because these are the kind of things that change the arc of people. right? You're showing people this is possible. These things are out there. Do you think about that, or are you so focused in just what you're doing and those kind of things that you might not take a minute to look around and really realize the impact that you're going to have that you already have? And Naki are going to get into the "we told you so" here in a little bit. We can't miss that. But do you see the footprint that you're making?
I think the label, as far as like the label of the pioneering, that hadn't occurred until after our fair 2022, where somebody had posted a comment and used that word. That when we seen it on the screen and we talked about it, it was that there was a moment of like, oh man, this is something that could really impact and change the trajectory of a community, of a people. But on the other end, it's like, man, there's so much work that those moments of reflection that come sparingly. But when they do, it kind of gives us the drive and the motivation to continue going. At least for me, let me speak for myself. But yeah, for the future, for our children, and for what can be possible, we really want the community, our children, when they grow up, we want them to be able to participate at high levels in whatever area it is that they choose to pursue. And STEM learning and STEM concepts, they carry over regardless of whatever industry or profession it is that they end up pursuing. Add to that.
I think a lot of it too for us is because we are first generation, and so it's almost like I see our parents coming in here and our grandparents and the struggles that they've had to endure or to kind of take on to provide opportunities for us. It's almost like we need to make sure that we're carrying that torch because, the opportunities didn't just stop with us because, we're so fortunate to have gone to college. And I totally, I think we owe it to our parents. They've always promoted higher education for us in our households. And I think for both my parents, my mom and dad, his parents, they work so hard that it's almost like to carry the torch, it makes sense to say, like, let's not end the opportunities with what our parents, created for us. Let's continue to carry that. And hopefully, our children will do the same. And then just kind of letting that ripple effect, right?
So there's a piece of that, right, that your children are going to model what they see. And you modeled the generation ahead of you. You saw them work incredibly hard, right? And you're finding your own ways to work incredibly hard. So before I turn it back over to Naki, here's a few more words: visionary, trailblazer, direction finder, all those things, navigator. Those are things that you're doing right now, and it may be because you're so in the moment and you're seeing you're not necessarily thinking about that. I think the humility stays with that. Like, I'm not going to call myself a trailblazer, I'm not going to call myself a pioneer or a visionary, but your community sees what you're doing, and most importantly, the children see that if you don't like something, then you can be part of the change. You can decide, you know what, I don't want to just say I don't know. I'm going to do something about it. So, congratulations to you and to both of you. And it's been so inspiring to watch it happen. Where I didn't get to go last year, and Naki called from the car after she left, and she was like, "Oh my gosh, you missed out. Like, it's such an incredible event." And people were lined up, and it was like the excitement to see that. And then to see, you at the community events with, hands-on stuff for the kids. It really is amazing and touching to see what you're doing. So just wanted to get all that in before I turn it over to Naki, and she can hit us with what happens if it's I told you so, and what can happen even if you're not signed up right now. Naki, you want to lead that conversation?
Thank you,
So yeah,
Carl. Appreciate it.
No, everything that Carl says is 100% truth, truth, truth. Last year, walking away from your event, it was packed. It was like, I remember standing there and people were just lined up and they weren't even registered. Um, so yeah, can you register or can you not register? Tell us a little bit about that. What they'll need to do if they want to attend.
So pre-registration or registration currently is full as of 2 days ago, I think it was. So we had to close registration. So apologize if you're trying to click the link or anything that somebody may have sent or the email. It's currently closed. We want to give time for folks who pre-registered to confirm that they're attending. So we're giving them, or please, if you have pre-registered already, we want to make sure you please check your emails and complete the registration process, because we really want to try and get as to the closest true number as we can for folks that are able to attend. And then that way we can open it up to folks who are on the wait list.
Okay, so they'll need to DM you or send you an email to
Yes.
confirm or to get on the waiting list, which we'll have the information scrolling at the bottom. So when people arrive at the P.I.E.F.E.S.T STEM Fest, what will they see? What's going to happen, and what vendors will be there? If you can name a few.
Yeah,
Really excited about it.
Yeah, we've got a
nice lineup.
A bigger group of STEM learning programs that are going to be joining us this year. We've got Curiosity is a zoo/museum over in San Mateo. They'll be bringing an exhibit. There are two groups from Stanford that are coming. STEM engineering groups, Polymer Society, and nanotechnologies at Stanford will be there. And all the exhibitors that are coming are bringing fun and engaging hands-on activities for the kids.
Nice.
We have NASA Ames Research Center. We're really excited to get them. We've been kind of stalking them for a while to see if we could have somebody. Street Code Academy, they'll be there. We have the San Bruno Library, the San Mateo libraries, and Redwood City Library. So the really awesome thing about the libraries is also that they have programs at the libraries, and a lot of STEM programs too that are free and open. So a lot of the folks that we have coming to table at the events are going to share, some of the programs or the services that they offer in the community. And even for folks who are traveling from far away, we still encourage them to ask questions, because a lot of the links in some of their websites will lead to like fun, free activities that they can do with their families at home, and just like really cool videos and things that they can check out to learn more about a variety of things, whether it's coding, space, animals. Like it's really exciting to see that it could be overwhelming. So we're putting together a little booklet that we want to distribute also of resources. But
yeah. We also have Sensory coming again this year. They provide a lot of sensory play, hands-on activities, and that was a real fun station for a lot of the children we seen last year. Had a good time over there. Micron Technologies is a company out here that makes semiconductor chips. They'll be coming and bringing an activity as well.
And then we have our entire P.I.E.F.E.S.T section. So we basically sectioned off the entire building. But the P.I.E.F.E.S.T section is really ocean/island theme, in that a lot of the STEM activities are going to be involve ocean. Like makerspace. We're actually going to have a makerspace there this year. That was new from last year. And then we'll also have San Mateo County Fair there to kind of promote the upcoming contest that they'll be having. And we also host a space there as well. And so we really want to encourage all of everyone who comes to check out the different contests, because there are a lot of STEM contests also. Like, so we also host the innovation department for the county fair. And so we're really going to be encouraging folks there to participate. You know, the kids will get to make things, even adults. So it's not just, that's the good thing about the county fair, is that like adults can participate in submitting things. And then we do our best to make sure that it looks awesome for the community to come and check out. So everything. Also, there's going to be a judging portion for that fair, but rest, let me stick to our fair.
We're excited. We have our venue host, Limo Foundation. They have a cool exhibit this year. It's a new one involving RC cars. They have an awesome program there where they take the kids from creating model cars on the computer to the 3D printer to you build one up, and then you're racing your RC car on this really cool track. So I'm pretty sure that kids will have some fun over there at that exhibit as well. Lakeshore Learning is another exhibitor we're going to have. They specialize in making STEM toys and early education, early development toys. So those were a handful of, the STEM learning programs from the Bay Area, from around the Bay Area, who will be there on March 11th.
Nice. And what time do the doors open? We know, but we want to let other people know.
So doors open at 1. The event is going to be from 1 to 5.
Awesome. And your crew of volunteers, how many people do you have volunteering, and do you still need volunteers?
We are still taking volunteers. Thankfully, this year we have a volunteer coordinator, 2 of them, that are going to be helping us. So it really just depends right now because we kind of split everything up into shifts. But if folks are, signing up for multiple shifts, then we might not need as many. But if we do have folks that are just taking one shift, then we're going to have to keep the volunteers list going.
You can also DM or send us an email, DM on Instagram or send us an email if you're interested in volunteering. We got a registration form for that. We can get a link over to you.
Awesome. Well, and will there be music playing there?
Yes, we have our awesome DJ, DJ Scylla. She was there. And yes, the music was a big plus for everyone there.
Completes the fair. I feel like DJ Scylla, she knows what kind of vibe we're going for and who our audience is. So she does a really awesome job in just keeping the energy up and the vibes going.
And we love that when you walk around the STEM fair that you'll get to hear island music, and then in our language. It's just really nice to be able to feel like you're at a function for our community, and then it's just all STEM, and resources and things like that. So we're excited.
I'm excited for you. I know when we, in the beginning, a couple of weeks ago, when you first opened your registration, I think it was like days or maybe a week. I don't even think it was a week, and you were already at 50%. And then I was like, oh man, this ain't gonna make it to the end of the week.
Yeah. So in January of next year, we're going to be talking about the 3rd annual P.I.E.F.E.S.T. And when we say it'll sell out quickly, trust us, we're not lying. It's going to sell out quickly, and it did. So there's still hope. There's still a waiting list. There's still taking information in case, because some people aren't going to show up, and there's going to be some people that may have signed up early, but there's still an opportunity. But these are the kind of things that, you see the excitement with the community, you see the engagement. I wanted to ask this. So the day of, I've been part of big events, and, the organizers are just running around like, chickens with their heads cut off, trying to make sure this is taken care of and that's taken care of. But other than like that, the rush of getting it all done, is there a favorite part that you had last year that you're looking forward to this year? Like, what was the part when you look back at the first annual that you might be looking forward to coming up?
There were a bunch for me last year, but what I liked seeing, or what I loved seeing, were the parents who were engaging with their kids at the stations. I think that's a really big it could be a big influential moment, in a young child's mind, to see that their parent, their guardian, is like excited about what they're doing and showing some interest in it as well. So just seeing more of those moments between, a child, a young person, and their parent and guardian happening, those would be real special just to take in while they're happening.
Creating memories that will
Yeah.
last forever with their parents, and then being at the STEM fair. Any shout outs you want to get out there before we let you get back to your family?
Gosh, I think for us, it's definitely our family. Like, shout out, especially, excuse me, our kids. Like, I think they're letting us get away with a lot of just being on the laptops and having these meetings and being on Zoom calls constantly for the past few weeks, because we just say, oh, we're doing it for P.I.E.F.E.S.T. And so they're like, oh, okay. We're like, we're doing it for P.I.E.F.E.S.T. Don't worry, we're almost done, and then you're gonna have this really cool event there. So they've been super patient with us, and definitely our siblings, our cousins, our parents, uncles, and it's like, when I say we rely on our family to make this happen, it's like fully we rely on them to watch the kids while we're in calls. We rely on them to pick up the kids from school, and they're over here helping us clear out the backyard because we have to make space to start making props, and start having all the decorations and things put in place. And folks are already calling us to come and start sorting out a lot of the materials, because then we have to make sure we get all the last minute things. And then we even have family that are flying out from like the East Coast, from Hawaii, like just to come and make sure they're here to help us. So shout out to our family, our parents. Yeah. Like,
That's so
yeah.
awesome. I'm looking forward to the event. We will be there bright and early. We're looking forward to seeing all the faces. Like, I think that also, like you said, as Matt, is watching the kids come in with their parents, and their parents are learning right along with their kids. And I love the poster boards that you have up of the Pacific Islander, scientists and doctors, and just for them to see somebody looking like them in this field is so important.
Thank you so much, Naki, for bringing that up, because we almost forgot to. We almost forgot that, and that was like a super important point. We wanted to have an ask for folks that if you know anyone who is in a STEM profession or currently working in the STEM field, to please, please, please DM or email us, because this year, so like last year, we had a few posters with our I Am STEM campaign. And so what we're really trying to do, like you said, is show our kids more faces that look like them, that are working in engineering, science. They're out there doing and thriving in the STEM field. But we are aiming to at least have 50 posters this year. Last year I think we had a little
20.
Yeah. So we're hoping to at least get 30 more, or
we know you're out there.
Yeah. Because we see you guys on LinkedIn.
Or somebody
that knows
somebody.
Yes.
We really just about the representation piece and just sharing the stories, people's journeys, getting into a STEM career and having that be available for our community to access and hopefully get inspired by. That's the big goal around the I Am STEM blog that we have going on. So
thank you, Naki. I almost forgot that.
No, it's awesome because there were little kids that were behind me going, look, like they were like, look, there's some, he's, Tongan, he's Samoan, he's Hawaiian. Mm-hmm. That really caught my eye is, the kids, just looking at someone.
Those are the things that light you up, seeing the kids, the kids respond. So here's what'll happen on that day. There's going to be kids that get inspired with STEM that wouldn't have before. There's going to be parents that are seeing you make a difference for not just your kids, but the entire community. There's going to be great music. There's going to be just an amazing time for the community. And it's a second annual more coming down the road. And when we say sign up early, people, we mean sign up early. But thank you so much for really just being pioneers and visionaries and saying, like, we don't have to accept the way that things are. We can make a difference, not just for our own kids, but for our community. So your community sees you and we appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Nope, you already missed the registration, so get on the waiting list, y'all. He told you you gotta go DM them, stalk them, and hope to get on that. Lola and Matt, thank you so much. We're gonna let you get back to your family. Thank you.
All right, bye.
Thank you.
Thanks, Naki.
There you go.
Can't wait for that.
Second, what is it? P.I.E.F.E.S.T second annual STEM fair is happening March 11th. Get on their waiting list. Registration is closed. Hit them on their email, info@piefest.org, or hit them on their DMs. There you go.
Where are you going to be March 11th?
March 11th, you and I will be emceeing the P.I.E.F.E.S.T Pacifica STEM Fair.
Oh, that's right.
So we'll be in Redwood City. DJ Scylla. It's going to be a great event. Great event. So
all we got to do is not mess it up.
We will not mess it up. We too much pressure. But we will be there March 11th. If you haven't registered, hit them on their DMs, like I said, or hit them on their email and possibly get on the list. So thank you, Lola and Matt with We Are P.I.E.F.E.S.T.
Don't forget us when you guys make it big. Don't forget the little people.
Don't forget the
they
little
already made
people.
It big.
They already made it big. That's right. So again, we'll be there March 11th at the Pacifica STEM Fair. Hit them on their DMs. We'll be here every Thursday at 6 p.m. Anything else you'd like to get out?
Nope. I think this is it's been a great show. It's always good to spend time with them. It's good to see what they're doing.
Awesome. So we'll see you next week, Thursday. Come back to FICA with us.
Love y'all.